What's up, guys? Forrest Blackburn here. I am joined by my very good friend, Scotty Trigalis. Scotty and I have known each other for a couple of years now, and we've done deals together, and we've hung out together. I think maybe we've partied together. You guys can catch that on Instagram in Vegas. But Scotty's a really near and dear friend of mine. And one of the things that he and I have come together on, and I've offered this to many of you. I hope you took me up on that offer. A lot of you are looking at how to scale your business, how to put money into paid marketing, into direct mail, into scaling your infrastructure, and all of that takes money. And you have to spend smart. And coming out of pocket is not always the best way to go, but there is creative ways through credit where you can get these things accomplished, and oftentimes, more often than not, at 0% interest. It's a very easy pathway. So, Scotty, even the best mentors and coaches out there have mentors and coaches. And when it comes to credit, I turn to Scotty. Scotty T has the best course and has the best methodology. And, he's opened up the kimono to me. To enable me to grow. In business, we leverage ourselves and we tend to get into a spider web of personally guaranteeing things and leveraging our own personal credit, which you don't necessarily want to do. So getting business credit is something that's very, very important. And very quickly, if you go through the proper steps and you apply for the cards in the right order, you can get to $500,000 in business lines of credit with 0% interest, where you're only paying like 1% a month on some of this stuff. And it enables you to travel and get points. It enables you to really have some financial freedom as far as scaling your business. Of course, you're going to have to pay it back later, but later is when you'll have the money. Right now, you're in growth model. When you're in profit model, you pay all that stuff back. But I wanted to have a conversation with Scotty here so he can tell you a little bit more about this stuff because it's very important. And I'm a mouthpiece, but I may not be the best mouthpiece for what Scotty has, but Scotty is. So Scotty, can you share a little bit about what you can do to help some of these folks?
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks for that intro. So, Forrest, it's funny you said that, no matter at what level you're at, the experts, the gurus, they all look up to someone in some sort of other niche, right? And my niche is so happens to be credit. I'm kind of known in the real estate space as the credit guy. No one really knows me as doing real estate. So it wasn't until a couple years ago, I was at the Investor Lift Cartel Boss Summit down in Dominican Republic. And that's when I realized there's people way more successful than me doing way more numbers, but they're not leveraging credit. And if they were doing it completely wrong, right? So having conversations with people, at this summit, and these are big names, people like Ryan Pineda, people like you, people like Tony Mont, right? All Josh and Tiffany Hine, people that people look up to. I realized they weren't using credit the right way, and that's when it clicked. I'm like, wow, what I know isn't that common. And that's when I built a program specifically for real estate investors, specifically for business owners or people looking to start, scale, or buy a business. And as an entrepreneur, we all think kind of backwards, right? We dissect and rewind backwards. What's the end goal? The end goal is to get as much capital as possible for your business, whether it be a wholesale operation where we're spending tens of thousands a month in marketing, whether it be, fix and flipping, where you can put your entire rehab on a credit card. You can pay your employees with a credit card. You can put down payments on your house with a credit card if you know how, right? So if that's the end goal, how do we get there? And that's where I've mastered the process of getting multiple six figures in funding. It all starts with personal credit, right? We have to optimize, Forrest, we have to optimize your personal credit. I ideally want to see you at 740 plus across the board. I want low utilization, and it's good to have partners or relationships with the top tier banks, okay? Because remember, our end goal is to get $80,000, $100,000 limit, 0% interest cards. It's good to start on the personal credit side. Strong foundation on the personal side, maybe Chase card, Amex card, start those relationships there. Then on the business side,
that's one thing that I find with a lot of people is they say I've got credit cards and I'm using those credit cards, but they haven't set them up properly, and they've got interest rates through the roof. They're commingling funds between business and personal, and it becomes kind of a nightmare. And that's the one thing that in learning from you, what you've kind of itemized out, and this is where I think it's so valuable. So everybody out there, pay attention.
Yeah, and it's super important, and that's the biggest thing I get from my clients is I keep getting denied. And when I analyze their personal credit, I see it's because they're using their personal credit, right? I mean, credit utilization is 30% of your overall score factor, right? So if you're using 30% of your overall availability, you're going to drop 100 plus points. And then it completely eliminates any chances of you getting approved for business credit or any more credit in the future, right? If you had an emergency and you had to buy a new car, you're going to get denied. You're going to get hit with the highest interest rates, all because you're leveraging your personal credit for your business. So my goal for everyone is to never have to touch your personal credit, but have it available. Okay. So I think I sit around 160,000 on personal credit. I don't use any of it. And if I do, I pay it off every single month. Now, 160,000 sounds like a lot to a lot of people. Like, oh, I can do a lot with that. No, we're not using that. We're not touching that. That's just going to set you up to where you can get $1 million on the business side, right? So again, we have one more step before we get there, and that's establishing true corporate credit. We all have an LLC. We start an LLC when we want to start a wholesale operation, right? And then structuring that LLC the right way. I made this mistake, and I see this about 90% of my real estate clients, specifically wholesalers, is yes, I'm in wholesaling. I'm a real estate investor. Like, okay, what did you classify your business as when you created it? Oh, real estate. You're not a real estate investor. You're a marketer.
Yep.
Company is a marketing company, not a real estate company. So we go back, we changed the NAICS code, and I got offered a $500,000 line of credit with Chase. Right when I started, they offered me a $500,000 line of credit, and then they realized I was a real estate investment company. Shit, I'm not. So I made that mistake. So we reverse engineer it. We set all these wholesale operations or businesses with the right NAICS code, so that way we don't appear to be high risk, eliminating a lot of cards, right? Like Chase will deny you, Amex will deny you. There's a lot of lines of credits and loans that you can get approved for as long as you're not considered a high risk industry business. And so, yeah, we want to establish true business credit. Now, once we have an 80 Paydex score, now it's time to start establishing relationships with these banks, right? Again, whether it be on the personal side with a personal credit card, an authorized user trade line, or a checking account, personal or business with these banks, with a little bit of liquidity in there, we suggest around $5,000. It doesn't take much to establish a relationship. Let that season, and then apply for very specific credit cards in very specific order. And down to the T of what you put on the application is very important, right?
Yeah, that was probably the biggest, eye opener for me, is that there's actually a method and an order in which you have to apply for these cards. And on top of that, it's almost like, I know a lot of wholesalers out there are familiar with A2P compliance when it comes to SMS and things like that and getting accepted. There's very specific verbiage that they're looking for to be able to accept your SMS campaigns. It is no different and very parallel with credit. And there's very specific things that you want to put into that form. So Scotty's got all that stuff.
And that's what we've really laid down for our clients is it's a blueprint, a map, right? You can take some other companies out there and they'll want to charge you, $3,500 to $5,000 for a service to go out and apply for credit cards for you. Well, you know what? You're not going to learn how to fish if you just keep getting, fed by a silver spoon. Yep. And that's what these other companies do. And not only that, is they want to take a percentage, right? I know that on average, I'm getting my clients $230,000 to $250,000 in business credit. If I say, hey, I'll charge you, $1,000 up front and 10% after that, I'm robbing you. Yeah. Right? That is not what we want to do. What we do is lay down a blueprint specifically for you, so you know exactly how to hunt, so you know exactly how to fish. We literally lay down exactly what cards you should apply for and what order if you fit these criteria, what numbers that you need to put when applying with a specific bank, right? Because Chase is completely different from Amex, right? Chase, you can exaggerate. Amex, you better not, right? We help you optimize the spend.
Yeah.
Right.
That's very interesting. And for those of you who didn't catch what Scotty just said, consider it like PPC, right? You can hire a campaign manager, you can hire somebody to set up your accounts, but you maybe most of you out there don't, but maybe you know enough to only be dangerous. You don't know how to run these campaigns on yourself. So what are you going to do? You're always going to hire a PPC manager, a PPC campaign manager to run those accounts. Same thing with a lot of the other competitors that Scotty has out there in the space that I have tried. they will do it for you. And it sounds great, done for you, right? Doesn't that sound really nice and easy? Well, when you need to do it again, or you need to maintain it, how do you know what to do? You don't. So you have to hire them again. And it's just a revolving door of expense. Whereas with Scotty, he's going to show you, as he said, show you how to fish. He's going to show you how to do these things. So once you know how to do this and you wrap your brain around it, you can continually maintain your credit and do it on your own and grow from there completely on your own. He literally gives you the keys to the kingdom, which has been so very valuable to me. And that is why I recommend Scotty to so many people, because, you can go down a rabbit hole and be in a hamster wheel of spending money constantly and continually to have somebody or a company maintain your credit for you and give you little bumps and increases here and there. But if you have that college degree, so to speak, in how to maintain and grow your credit, then the gloves are off. You can do this on your own anytime. And this is an invaluable lesson. Money comes and goes, but the knowledge that we have, it never goes away. And that's what Scotty's offering, is the knowledge and the know-how on how to do this stuff. And that's why it's so invaluable, and what separates Scotty out from the herd and his program from all the other credit repair offerings that are out there.
Yeah, I know a lot of people might be watching this and say, well, that's ass backwards. Don't you want to maintain clients for life? Well, no, I'm in real estate. I don't want to babysit you for the rest of your life. And that's why we literally built this process on a rinse and repeat process. Allows you
I also think you're a go-giver. You're very generous. And I think that plays into your trust factor, and just why people enjoy to work with you, and why they're so willing to recommend you to other people. Guys, I don't just recommend everybody that, I don't. And especially when we're talking about playing with your credit. This is stuff that sticks with you potentially for life, right? So it's very important that you don't just get into bed with some big company that swears that they can do it for you, and then you'll have to call them and do it again. It's very important that you partner with the right people in all aspects of your business, but so important with credit. And that's why I recommend Scotty. I truly believe in what he's doing. I truly believe that he's out there helping people. And at the end of the day, if you have the knowledge to do this moving forward, that's invaluable, right? Think about how much money people spend on college degrees, doctors, attorneys, you name it. And once they have that knowledge, they can go out and practice it on their own. They don't have to keep going back to college to keep asking them, can you do it again for me? So it's very valuable what Scotty is offering. It makes sense, and it's helped me, and that's why I recommend you, dude.
Yeah, man. And I thank you for that, man. And it's like, the thing is we built the program for business owners. Whether you want to start, scale, or buy a business, whether you're in real estate, this is the blueprint that you need to get access to capital, right? I would not be where I'm at today if I didn't first learn the credit game, right? I mean, people from all levels come to me, looking for credit, needing more capital, right? I've got that blueprint laid down for you guys. And so, I mean, down below is a calendar. You can book a call with me. It will be me that you're talking to. I love to give advice, right? Sometimes not everyone needs me, right? Advice is free. So all consultations are free. If you want to have a conversation, just click the link below and just schedule a call with me, and I'll see you there.
Yeah, guys, click down below. Get the party started. Don't wait. Don't put it off. Don't procrastinate. Just get it done. I mean, this is going to save you guys time, money, effort, and it's the right way to get things done. So if you trust me, I trust Scotty. You got to click the link down below. It's a free consultation. You have nothing to lose and a lot to learn. So take the next step. That's your first order of business. Take the next step.
All right, guys. See you there if you're all in.